ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
People want to return to normalcy. I mean, no one wants to go through a disaster and have to endure that for any period of time.
Firefighters have started to ease evacuation restrictions nearly a week after the Valley Fire flipped the East County upside down. Here is the latest update tonight. That fire remains at 17,665 acres burned, and it is now 35% contained. 30 homes were destroyed. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Kimberly Hunt. ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is at a large animal shelter where families have started to take their horses and other livestock back home.
This is Whisper.
Sherry Moland is looking forward to taking her horse back home, and it seems like Whisper feels the same way.
She had quite a day. Her coat's pretty sweaty.
Sherry was one of many horse and large animal owners that evacuated their animals because of the Valley Fire. She stayed, but evacuated Whisper on Monday.
She's about a mile and a half away from my house, and if the winds would have shifted, the path to her area would have been straight down the valleys.
This large animal shelter ran by the Humane Society was nearly at capacity when the fire was raging. Now empty pens as more and more families are allowed to return home. Along Lawson Valley, a homeowner returned to see his house still standing.
I'm just thankful. All those years of work keeping the property cleared and creating a big buffer on the backside paid off.
Some aren't as lucky. This is video taken from September 6th. The fire seen ripping through a house. CAL FIRE says at least 30 homes have been destroyed. But by Wednesday evening, firefighters got a better handle of the situation and started downgrading evacuation orders to evacuation warnings in some areas. On Thursday, many headed for the large animal shelter and began taking their horses and livestock back home.
People want to return to normalcy. I mean, no one wants to go through a disaster and have to endure that for any period of time.
These chickens were one of the last to go, picked up Thursday evening. Transportation has been arranged to take Whisper back home to Sherry on Friday.
It's not easy, but we're grateful to have somewhere to go. So, yeah, it's been rough. It's been really rough on all of us.
Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
And here are the remaining evacuation orders in effect for the Valley Fire. They are the Lyons Valley Road east of Barrett Lake Road, Forest Park Road, and all roads connecting to Forest Park Road, and Rudnick Drive east of Forest Park Road.
Crews remain in Santee tonight to make sure a brush fire they knocked down today doesn't flare back up. The fire broke out in a riverbed in the Mast Park area around noon. Dry brush and fuel just sent it right up the palm trees. Residents nearby stood on their roofs with hoses to protect their homes.
We had a fire here about a month ago, just down the way a little bit. So we figured they'd be here quick. Nobody was here. And then all of a sudden people started showing up. It was a little scary because those flames are huge.
Well, the fire grew to about 6 acres. One firefighter was injured and was taken to the hospital. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
And of course, the weather has been playing a big role all week in our firefight. Our meteorologist Angelica Campos joins us now with a look at the current conditions. Angelica.
Hi, Stephen. We'll continue to see those conditions improving through the weekend as we look at the current conditions right now. 62 degrees, much cooler. The humidity is starting to go up and the winds are light. So all in all, we're looking much better as we go into the overnight hours. The winds around the county are light, mostly out of the east in the East County, but they will continue to turn west. And as that westerly onshore flow moves back in, it's going to spread some of the moisture that we're already seeing near the coast, making its way to near the 15, and eventually we'll see this progressive moisture just kind of making its way to the east, improving all around. The only concern we have is the temperatures. I'll show you what to expect in our 7-day forecast.
Angelica, thank you. And you can stay on top of any new developments with the fire by downloading the 10 News mobile app. A free version is available in the App Store.
At least 12 people have died in wildfires from Northern California to Washington state. Oregon's governor says it may be the greatest loss of life and property from wildfires in the state's history. ABC's Alex Stone reports on the historic destruction.
Following days of utter devastation, survivors of the West Coast wildfires are offering a glimpse of what it's been like from the inside. Near Salem, Oregon, Chris Tofty tried desperately to find his family during the mass evacuation.
I drove through some pretty big flames, I was in the flames, engulfed in my car. I can't believe the tires didn't pop or something, you know?
Tragically, after that interview, the family says searchers found the bodies of his 13-year-old son, Wyatt, and Wyatt's grandmother, Peggy. In Medford, ABC's Matt Gutman in the aftermath, fires in the area destroying hundreds of homes.
From up here, you don't only get a sense of the scale of the destruction, but also an entire landscape bleached of color. This is a sea of gray and ash and twisted metal.
I'm so surprised that the people was able to get out of here alive.
Oregon's governor warning this could be the greatest loss of life and property from wildfire in the state's history.
In the last 10 years, we see an average of 500,000 acres burn in an entire year. We've seen that nearly double in the past 3 days.
In California, the North Complex fire is growing into one of the largest in California's history. And in Washington, the town of Malden suffered extreme damage. 70% of homes burned to the ground.
All that history is gone.
The governor pointing to climate change.
We talk about this as a wildfire. I think we have to start thinking they're more climate fires. They're climate fires because that's what creates the conditions that makes them so explosive.
Thursday is expected to be the last day of the wind event. With 3 months still to go in wildfire season, this year has already produced historic destruction. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
It's sad, it's heartbreaking, but I mean, at the end of the day, I have to move on and I got to go on with my life.
Classes will remain online for the rest of the school year at San Diego State. That decision was announced by the Cal State University system late today. It applies to all 23 CSU campuses. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo shows us how students getting ready to graduate are reacting to this news.
The news from the CSU system comes at the same time that San Diego State is dealing with their own COVID-19 outbreak. Confirmed cases are now up to 509.
I'm heartbroken, but I understand. I think it was a necessary move.
Heartbreak for SDSU seniors like Devin Watley, who will now finish his undergrad career online.
And you kind of lose that sense of interaction that you would normally get from a conversation in the hallway or in a room or whatever it is.
Luis Lopez is also getting ready to graduate in the spring. He had a feeling classes would continue virtually after the campus outbreak.
I definitely understand why they're doing it, but I am disappointed that I'm not going to get another in-person class for my undergrad.
CSU officially announced Thursday a majority of classes will be online during the spring semester. At SDSU, all classes were moved online last week after cases among students kept rising.
I think it's very concerning, and to me, I think it shouldn't have. It could have been different, in my opinion. It could have been better than this, but it's the reality we're in right now.
Lopez and Watley worry staying in virtual classes will hurt their chance to network and land a better job after college.
I just feel like the Zoom lectures aren't engaging enough.
The students agree that the campus is doing their best and hope this decision by the university system will allow the school to perfect things for the next semester.
A better version of a spring semester in an online format. I think it gives them an opportunity to kind of give students a better option than what currently is happening right now.
In a statement to staff and students, University President Adela De La Torre said measures the university has implemented to address general prevention and off-campus gatherings are working, and added that the school must develop a spring 2021 plan that continues to prioritize commitment to individual health and community well-being. Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
And new at 11, the third largest school district in San Diego County will return for in-person learning soon. Poway Unified School District announced it will begin a slow rollout on October 1st. That's when it will reopen a pilot group of 3 elementary schools for in-person learning. Abraxas High School will reopen October 8th, followed by the rest of the elementary schools on the 12th. The district has not made a decision for all other middle schools and high schools. And here are the latest numbers. The county reported 284 new coronavirus cases today, bringing our total to 41,600. There were also 4 new deaths reported today, bringing our total to 725.